Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Hannibal goodness. I think it's also an important note that you all know it's bloody cold. It's so cold right now. Alright, last time on Hannibal, we got a big old twist in the tail. Hannibal and Will have been kidnapped and they're now with Verger. So presumably Verger's about to enact his plan to cook Hannibal and eat him. I don't know what he's going to do with Will, but I guess he's just like a bonus prize. But we do have the mystery of where is Jack and where is Chio, because they were both in the building and we just skipped time and there's a chunk missing there. So I don't know if this episode's going to explore what happened in that chunk of time we missed, or if it's just going to pick up where we left off. I am interested in what Chio's actually, like, what her game plan is. I'm still not convinced I'm saying her name right, but we're going with it. Because on one hand, she's like protecting Hannibal, but on the other, she's saying things like, I want to put him in a cage. Like, I want him to experience what I've experienced and what other people have experienced to see what he would do. But maybe she's figured out that Will is Hannibal's cage. So she needs them both alive together to figure their shit out. And then Hannibal will be trapped in the cage that is his emotions for Will. Figured it out. I figured out the whole show, did it. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. Like I say, if we're going to get to see that chunk of time that we went missing, or we're just going to pick things up, see how Hannibal and Will get out of this predicament that they're now in. It's all good, exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to this. But before we jump into things, please remember to hit the thumbs up if you do enjoy the reaction and the review that happens afterwards. Also consider subscribing to the channel and then you won't miss any future content. And it's just a nice way to show some support. I appreciate it. It's just good times, you know? There are also links in the description for Twitch and Discord if you're interested in those. It's a fun time. It's a happy time. People enjoy it. Love to see more of you over there. Let's jump into this, see what happens. I'm ready for it. Whatever may happen, I'm sure nothing disgusting will happen. No chance, no way. It will all be good, clean fun. Oh, this guy came in. I mean, we knew he was dirty and he was bounty hunting. There's a fucking lot of them, though. Are you going to split this bounty equally?
Ascoltami. Ascoltami.
I mean, Hannibal was just like, well, I can't win this, so may as well surrender.
Take Lecter and this one. He'll pay us double for both.
Ooh, double. They do want Will.
The good Dr. Lecter is once more in the wind. But he left one last victim. Open him all the way.
This cop needs to go. We need to get rid of him. Chio! Chio! Yes, Chio! Fucking save Jack's life. Why you would save Jack's life, I don't know, but thank God you did. And we're fucking moving a mile a minute already. We're like 3 minutes in, sweet Jesus.
Where did they take them?
Okay, this makes sense. He might have an idea of where they're going, so that's why she'd want him alive.
They are identically different, Hannibal and Will.
That's a good line.
Where?
That's a good
did they
line.
take them?
Okay. Guess we wait and see if Jack can make it out of Florence alive. He is the John Wick.
You'll torture them and take the time to enjoy it.
Still trying to figure out
That gives us time.
where Alana fits into all this, like what she's actually doing. Like, obviously she's harboring her own vendetta against Hannibal, but what shape is that going to take?
I still keep my father's knife ever ready to slip into a pig's back to check the depth of the fat.
Gonna give him a little poke? Give him a little pokey poke? Eee. Not bothered. Not bothered at all.
Hope there's some satisfaction in being the final victim of the Chesapeake Ripper.
So they all think Jack is dead, which works well for Jack.
Crawford is alive.
Oh, no, he's not. No, he's alive. They know he's alive.
Well, that's
There goes that. There goes that plan.
Play with your food, Mason, and you give it the opportunity to bite back.
Oh, I'm not playing, Dr. Bloom.
Hannibal is. He's always playing.
Alana knows what's up. Mason, you need to settle the fuck down and just do what it is you want to do. I mean, we saw this coming a mile away. He's going to get too into it. He's going to be, oh, look at me, I'm so good, blah, 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 blah. And then Hannibal's going to use that.
I'm committed to enjoying every bite of you.
You're going to eat him with my face. What will you do after you've eaten me?
You could wreck some foster homes and torment some children.
Oh my God, well.
And drink martinis made with tears.
The first course, of course, will be your hands and feet. Sizzling on a Promethean barbecue. You've thought of everything.
Hannibal's just having a whale of a time. He's just reveling in what he's done to Mason. Like, literally the only person who was surprised that that happened was Cordell. Everyone else was like, yep.
I'll keep you going with IVs and tourniquets until the very last. Some things are best saved for last. Once you're dead, don't you worry, Dr. Lecter. You will always be cooked to perfection.
I can't get over it. I can't get over how much fun Hannibal's having with this whole situation.
Would it spoil anything for you if I told you I've already found us a surrogate? And not for my sperm, but for your eggs.
He kept some. He kept some.
I just went and found them a new basket.
Slap him, Margot. Slap the creep. I know he has, like, control of the money and everything, but beat him down.
She's resting at the moment.
She's here?
I swear to God if the surrogate's a pig. I swear to God.
Jack's alive.
Good for Jack.
Will's just so fucking done.
Almost as ugly as what Mason wants to do to us is the fact that he can do it with the tacit agreement of people sworn to uphold the law.
I was trying to get to Hannibal before you. I knew you couldn't stop yourself. So I had to try.
By facilitating torture and death.
I mean, Will, you're not entirely absolved of such things.
Then you have to evolve, Alana. You have to spill blood. Either by your own hand or someone else's.
Okay, well that's ominous. Alana, you've either got to get your hands dirty or sacrifice someone else. Well, this must have been fun for Mads to shoot.
Mason will deny you. He will always deny you. You know you'll have to kill him.
Someone has to. Someone needs to take him out.
It would actually be more therapeutic for you to kill him yourself.
Wait until I could get away with it, you said.
What difference would one more murder charge make to me?
He is the perfect fall guy. What are we doing here? What are we doing now? What's the bigger problem here? Is Hannibal or Verger? Who's the biggest problem for, for everyone at this moment in time?
I was trying to save Will from you. But right now, you're the only one who can save him.
Okay, that's where we're at. That's where we're at.
Promise me you'll save him.
I promise. And I always keep my promises, Alana.
Hey, I firmly believe Hannibal's like, if anyone gets to kill Will, it's me. No one else. He's out. Our boy's out. Let the mayhem commence.
I was adamant it was your face I wanted.
This is actually becoming face off. Face off.
I'm going to cut off your face without anesthesia, Mr. Graham.
Well, aren't you a gentleman? Know how to show a guy a good time, huh? He'd be murdering. He'd be out here murdering. Fuck me, I was right. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Yeah, just when you think it couldn't be worse. Oh, it's got a little piggy dial. Look at that. Oh my god, there is a baby in this pig.
Take it out.
I'm actually like a psychologist, psychotherapy doctor, but I'm not a surgeon. Maybe we get someone else to do that. There's a fucking baby inside a pig. Yeah. Oh, we're doing another mirror shot of baby extraction and Will's face.
Cordell!
I think Hannibal might have got there first. Thank fuck. I was concerned for a second there.
Cordell!
Cordell's face was on your face, dude. Where do you think the face came from?
I'm taking what you promised me. And I've got everything I need from you now.
You can't kill me, Margot. You'll lose everything.
But there is going to be an heir, Mason. Do you know what happens if we stimulate your prostate gland with the cattle prod? Hannibal does. He helped us milk you.
Oh my god. Thank God we didn't see that scene.
But these aren't.
Oh, please, the eel. The eel's gonna get him. The fucking eel. It's gonna get him. Ah, no! No. Yes, but no. Oh. Oh. Why? How could you be so happy and disturbed all at the same time?
Your obsessive and successful hunt. Whose plight was it driven by?
Misha's. Did you eat her?
Yes. But I did not kill her.
Okay, interesting. We've got just full-on confirmation. I have no reason to doubt him. I have no reason to doubt him that he would say, hey, yeah, I ate her, but it wasn't me who killed her. But still ambiguous enough to let you try and piece it together for yourself.
When it comes to you and me, there can be no decisive victory. I miss my dogs. I'm not gonna miss you. I'm not going to look for you. I don't want to think about you anymore.
You delight in wickedness and then berate yourself for the delight.
You delight.
Yeah, I don't think Will delights in it.
I tolerate.
That's a bit more accurate. So was that them breaking up? Again, a lovely, just downplayed scene between the two of them. But I don't know if I fully believe Will's sentiment in terms of, I won't miss you. Yes, you will. Yes, you will, dude. But I also do believe him when he says, I don't want this anymore. So it's gone. The confliction continues.
Jack. I'm here.
Oh God, what is happening? What is this now?
I want you to know exactly where I am. Where you can almost find me.
Oh, well, that was aimed at Will more than Jack, I think. Off he goes. Okay. That's the end of the episode. So it looks like we're going to a maybe more traditional Hannibal Will thing? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Well, goddamn, things just kept happening that episode, didn't it? I'm still kind of just digesting some of the more nuanced elements of what just happened in that episode, but there was a lot of just upfront, like, this is how it is, we're dealing with it shit as well. It's really hard to know where to begin with this, honestly, but I guess I'll focus myself and we'll start off with all the Verger stuff. There was a baby in a pig, and I hate the fact that I was able to call that that's what he had done. I mean, it's good in terms of how the storytelling and the character building, because it's like he's put a baby in a pig. He's put a baby in a pig. And yet, even though you kind of figure that's probably where it's going, it's still disturbing as fuck. It's almost as if the episode is preparing you for that reveal. Like, the moment he says, hey, I've got a surrogate, don't you worry. I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but my mind instantly went to, he's put a baby in a pig. And it just prepares you for the shock of when you actually see it. Also an interesting reveal that he was literally doing a face-off. The face off. I can't remember the hand gesture from the movie now. Was it face Oh, I can't fucking remember. Yeah, that was an interesting development, that Verger wanted to eat Hannibal. Not only eat Hannibal, but he wanted to do it whilst wearing Will's face. Like, we thought he was fucked up before, drinking tears, and he even mocked his old self in this episode. He was even like, oh, what am I going to do? Go back to drinking tears in martinis, getting off on that. Like, he mocked that old version of himself, saying, I've been elevated to this whole other form of crazy, basically. And then we had Hannibal here. I loved Hannibal in all of those scenes, just reveling in what he's done to this guy. He had absolutely achieved what he wanted with Verger. Like, the way that Verger was like, I've got you exactly where I want you. I'm going to do all these horrible things to you. I'm going to eat you. I'm going to take Will's face. And the whole time, Hannibal's just like, yep, you think you're playing me, but you've already been played. I've already won. By you doing all this, you're already doing exactly what I kind of wanted you to do. Not because it was part of a grand plan or anything. I've just enjoyed the fact that I fucked you up this much. Like, just loved it. It's constantly smiling throughout the entire thing. I do love that Margot got to deal that killing blow to him. Effectively, well, actually, I guess it was the eel that got the killing blow on him. But I like that it was Margot who did it. I do kind of love that Hannibal was like, it's not me who needs to kill Verger, it's you, Margot. You need to free yourself from this hell that you're in. And, you know, it was an interesting moment. I think in his weird, twisted way, it was kind of a way of Hannibal sort of saying, hey, I like you, Margot, and I want you to free yourself. I want you to, you know, grow your wings and fly, basically. And it was interesting. And, you know, I'm happy that Margot got to deliver that blow. I think I said that throughout last season when she got introduced, as her story began to reveal itself. I was like, dear God, I hope she gets to deal out the punishment here. And now seemingly she says she's got, you know, a baby, a Verger baby, using the sperm of Verger Mason. I don't know who the mother's going to be. Maybe Alana, but I don't think Alana would want that. I don't know, but whatever. Margot's got what she wanted. I'm happy for her. Hopefully it just all goes swimmingly well. No pun intended with the sperm. But yeah, hopefully Margot has a great time from here on out. Mads Mikkelsen as the actor put into some interesting positions. This episode must have been a great time to film all that. Being tied up in a pig pen. Yeah, great. Good on him for being game for doing it, I guess. I'm still a little like, where is Alana falling in all of this? Like she said here, I would say Hannibal deserves what he's going to get, frankly. And, you know, I think she believes that. I guess we did get kind of the reveal that why she was doing this is that she wanted to save Will. She wanted to save Will from himself, effectively, and what Hannibal might bring out in him again. And, like, that's what her main motivation was. Now, I'm not sure entirely if that means killing Hannibal, if she could kill Hannibal first or get him caught first. I think killing him is probably what she would feel is her safest bet, in order just to take him off the board, remove him completely, remove the temptation from Will's life, and that could save him. But now with this development at the end of the episode, who knows where that might go. I am left kind of wondering if Margot's going to continue for this season, or if that kind of wraps up her story along with Mason. I don't know. I'm not sure. Who knows? I've not watched it yet. The same kind of goes for Chio as well. Like, I don't know if her story is now over. Like, it kind of had her sort of walking off into the sunset, or the snowdrops in this case, but I guess the implication is that she's still going to be there looking over Hannibal, at least. Like, he did ask her, are you going to go home now? Is that what you're going to do? And she was like, I can't go home any more than you can. So I don't know, this episode definitely just had a feeling of, you know, as one door closes another opens kind of thing. Like, we've definitely put the seal on a lot of things here, so I'm interested to see what is going to actually be continued forwards. Obviously the main thing is going to be the Will, Hannibal, Jack dynamic, now that we're where they wanted to be at the beginning of this whole situation. Like, Hannibal's in cuffs, he's presumably going to be put in a cell, and what does that mean for everyone involved? Are they going to be able to control themselves? Like, all of that stuff. I guess that does bring me neatly onto the Will Hannibal of it all. I do find it interesting, and this is what I mean by I'm still kind of digesting the nuanced stuff that was happening here. obviously at the end of the last episode and at the beginning of this episode, Hannibal's fully on board with that I'm going to cut his head open and eat his brain, right? But then by the end of the episode, Hannibal's, you know, he's caring for Will, he's taking him home, he's like looking after him, and he's like having another intimate conversation with him. So I'm just, you know, trying to do the math in my head of how Hannibal has gone from I'm going to cut your head open and eat your brain to I'm going to look after you in this moment and I'm going to save you, and I just kind of want us to be us again, basically. And I guess that's just part and parcel of what they were talking about in that last scene, where they was like, there's no escape from us for each other. Like, as much as like Will was saying, I don't want to think about you anymore, I won't miss you, all of that stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I don't believe that. I think he wants to believe that, but I don't necessarily think he does. And I think Hannibal was like I can't kill you because I would miss you if you weren't there. So that's the logic in my head as to why Hannibal was like, you know what, maybe I won't eat your brain anymore, because I kind of like having you around, and I spent a long time wishing we were still talking to one another. And, you know, now that I have a chance to maybe do that, maybe I don't eat your brain anymore. And presumably that is part of the reason why he denies Will's wishes to go on his merry way, go away, I don't want to hear from you again, all of that. And Hannibal's just kind of like, hey, I kind of already tried to do that and it didn't work. Basically. So you know what, I'm going to have myself in, I'm going to put myself in a prison exactly where you know where you can find me if you want me. And I guess that's going to be what the next step of this journey is going to be, and Lord knows how it's going to end. God knows what they're going to do to end this. But I guess if they knew that this was going to be their final season, they at least wanted to do the traditional, like Hannibal in his cell with Will interviewing him from the cell. Like, they wanted to play with that a little bit and do their own version of that. So it makes sense that before the show comes to its end that they do something with it. But like I say, I fully expect that they're going to do their own vibe of it and make their own thing of it. Also, talking about, I mean, I've not read the book, so I don't know if it's in the books or not. So it was instantly, and even though I've not seen this movie, that it made a reference to, like, Verger having the guy's face on top of his face, like that felt like a reference to Silence of the Lambs when Hannibal escapes with the face on his face. Like I say, I don't know if that's in the books or not. It might well be. I've not read the books, but I know that moment from the movie, even though I've not watched the movie. I will say the episode had me going for a second there when they were doing the cutting of the face mixed in with the taking the baby out of the pig. I can't believe that's a thing. Still. But I was worried for a second, are they actually cutting Will's face off? Is that actually happening? And then we wake up with Verger still there. I was for a moment there like, oh shit, they actually did it. But then obviously it's set in. Like, it was a good job of the episode to fool me. But then it did just click of, well, of course, like, Hannibal promised. He doesn't break his promises. So clearly, like, there's something that's happened off screen that wasn't entirely privy to. And then it's quickly revealed what actually happened. And I do kind of like the fact that they show just enough of what is going on. They give you enough of an implication of what is going on. Like having Hannibal emerge from the mansion, just like blood covered with a weapon. Like, you could have done a scene where we had him going through the house, like tearing people up and shit. And I don't know if it was a budget constraint or what, why they didn't do that and they just went with the implication of what's going on. But I think it kind of works better for it. Your mind can paint a better picture than what they could do on screen, kind of situation, and it just gives you enough, because you know what Hannibal's capable of, so it gives you enough to fuel that the imagination of what is going on. And also, thank God we didn't have a scene of them fucking like electrocuting Verger's balls. Like, I do not need that, thank you. So thank you for doing that off screen. It's that kind of horror where it's like, yeah, we're doing some real fucked up stuff in this. Like, we're going full hog with it, no pun intended. We're doing the whole thing, but we're gonna do it in a classy way. But yeah, like I say, I think there's still elements of stuff, particularly in between Will and Hannibal, that was like a very nuanced thing that was happening here, and I'm still kind of digesting it. But clearly that's like well, this is where we're going next. So it's kind of like that's the feeling you're supposed to have as you start going into this final leg of the journey, as it were, and we start peeling back these final layers of what their relationship is to them. And obviously Hannibal said there at the end, I want you to really know me. Sort of echoes earlier on when Alana was like, did I ever really understand you? Or like whatever it was she said, something along those lines of, did I ever actually understand you, or could I ever have actually understood you? And he said no. And then we get that kind of echoed in its way here at the end where he says, I want you to understand me. And he looks at Will. He's like, he's talking to Jack, but he's looking at Will. And he's like, I want you, before this is all over, I want you to actually understand me. And that's what Hannibal's wanted the entire time, pretty much. So it makes sense to sort of build that up for the conclusion of the show, I guess. But yeah, I like this episode. I thought it was very pacey, kept me invested the entire time. There was tension, even though I kind of knew that, you know, Hannibal's going to come out on top somehow. I just didn't expect all the steps of how that came about to happen. But I felt the tension was there in like the character dynamics, not so much the situation, because like I say, I knew Hannibal would get away with this. I knew Will would sort of get away from it, all that kind of stuff. But I did feel the tension in terms of where does this leave our characters for the next few episodes, and what does it ultimately mean story-wise that's going to be happening later. I definitely felt the tension of that in this episode. And also it was a surprisingly not like trippy episode. Like obviously the show indulges in its artful shots and its trippiness. This episode was very, you know, it had still had a stylistic flair to it, but it was still very, this is what's happening episode. Matter of fact, people dying, people getting shot, baby and a pig. Like it was all just laid out bare, and like here it is. And then sort of towards the end of the episode when we had the conversations happening again, it was more into the poetry of their relationship, and you know, good stuff. It was just a good change of pace for the season. Both these past two episodes have been that, and kind of makes sense being the middle of the season to shake it up a little bit, and I'm interested to see how the next episodes are going to handle themselves. But yeah, another fine episode of Hannibal. Keeps pushing things forward. We're kind of going full circle, so I'm interested to see what the completion of that circle is going to be, or if we indeed are going to get a, well, it's kind of an ending. It has some element of closure, but there could be more also. That's what I'm kind of putting my head into in terms of how I think the show's going to end. Not necessarily what is actually going to happen at the end, but I do feel like I'm in for, well, that's closure, I guess, but I would like more. Like that's what I'm preparing myself for. But nevertheless, I'm here for this last leg of the journey, and I'm interested. I want to see what happens. There's still some plates spinning, and I want to see where they fall. Thank you for watching this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, please press the thumbs up button. Helps me know you liked it. Helps it get seen by more people. Also consider subscribing and supporting the channel that way. There are links in the description for Twitch and Discord. If you want to come hang out over there, play video games on Twitch, all that good stuff. It's a good time. But as for now, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will catch you on the next one.